What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and the second video for the channel. If it's your first time here, thank you for stopping by. If you watched the first video, then thank you for coming back. The first video, 1917, got absolutely destroyed with copyright claims. So right now you can only see it if you're in the States, and there's not a lot left to see because so much has had to be chopped out. They were pretty ruthless with that one, to be honest. But I thought I'll give it another try another film, see how this goes. So today we're going to be watching, as you can probably tell from the picture behind, and of course the title, The Shining, 1980 by Stanley Kubrick. Obviously it's a cult classic, but something I've never seen before, strangely enough. I'm a big horror fan as well. It's one of those films, like 1917 and some of the others we're going to be watching, it just looks boring. It's rated really high and not supposed to be boring, but it's about 2.5 hours long, and you know, you've got to be in the right kind of mood to watch a film that long. All I know about it really is, obviously Jack Nicholson's in it, one of his famous roles, and he smashes his face through the door, trying to attack Shelley Duvall, I think it is. It's about a guy and his missus, and I guess his kid, go to a hotel that's empty at winter, maybe. I know there's a scene at the end where he's like frozen, so maybe it's winter, or maybe he's there for so long it becomes winter, or something like that. I know the cult classic pop culture moments. So the blood coming down the elevator, the kid on the bike, and there's like two girls in it. And I think there's something about like a bear sucking off a guy. I think I saw that in like Rick and Morty or something. So I think that's in there. And I don't know, I guess he goes crazy or gets possessed or something. But it should be fun, hopefully. If it's not, it's going to be fucking boring, in which case we're just doing more and more boring videos. So let's just jump straight into it, and hopefully it'll be a good one. There's quite a few people in it. I thought it was just like the three of them in the hotel room, or in the hotel. And of course, based on the story by Stephen King. I think Carrie was Stephen King. I really like that. Oh, that must be the hotel. It looks like a ski lodge. Okay. So I guess, is it done like chapters, kind of like a book? They did that with Sphere, with Samuel L. Jackson.
Hi. I've got an appointment with Miss Allman. My name's Jack Torrance.
Jack Nicholson just always looks the same. It doesn't matter what film he's in, it's like always the same. Oh, I recognize that guy. I think.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Allman. Some I wouldn't mind, thanks.
What's he doing with his hand in his pocket?
Yes, I will. Do you really want to go and live in that hotel for the winter?
Okay, so they go there for the winter.
It'll be lots of fun.
I thought that kid was like eating a smoking sandwich then. He's kind of creepy already. He's just like staring ahead and...
What about Tony? He's looking forward to the hotel, I bet.
Who's Tony?
Come on, Tony, don't be silly.
His finger's called Tony.
I just don't.
He is freaky as fuck already.
I'm a writer. Teaching's been more or less a way of making ends meet.
Gets an average of 20 feet of snow during the winter.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of snow. Okay, I might have missed it. So he came from Denver, Colorado, right? So is the hotel in Colorado? There's a lot of important information in the dialogue, which is good, without being too much like exposition. Look at this tie, a woolen tie. I had a biology teacher at high school, and she used to wear green woolen leggings, like tights. Awful. Hey, he's got a woolen tie as well.
I don't suppose they told you anything in Denver about the tragedy we had up here during the winter of 1970?
Oh, okay.
Hired a man named Charles Grady as the winter caretaker. And he came up here with his wife and two little girls, I think about 8 and 10.
Oh, right. So those are going to be the two little girls that the kids see.
But at some point during the winter, he killed his family with an axe.
It's interesting. I mean, obviously, I know what happens in the broader sense, just from it being a big pop cultural icon. But it's interesting how they've basically told you what's going to happen at the start. I guess maybe that builds the tension because he's just told you what's going to happen. So as we see it happen to Jack Nicholson, then as the viewer, you kind of think that he's going the same way as the previous guy. So you're just waiting to see if it happens and waiting to see what comes next. It's kind of an interesting way to make a film.
Certainly can.
Tony, do you think Dad'll get the job? He already did. He's gonna phone Wendy up in a few minutes to tell her.
Is the kid psychic?
Hello?
This is really interesting. There's like so much has happened already. It's only been like, I don't know, I'm gonna see, like 5 minutes or something. And it's just like so much has happened.
Why don't you want to go to the hotel? I don't know.
That kid is like so good. Oh wow, it's the blood bit already. I thought this was a lot later in the film. They kind of copied this in Event Horizon. That kid was so impressive. Oh wow, the girls as well. He's really like laying everything on the line right at the start. I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, that kid is so impressive. The way he changes his voice as well. To like do that at such a young age. I assume they didn't do it in post.
Do you remember if you smelled anything funny? Or
He shit his pants.
No.
Oh, there's a bear. The bear must be a theme, right?
you were doing?
There's so much space on the left-hand side where the toilet is.
No, he's a little bit lives in my mouth.
I thought it was in his finger.
Why not?
Because he hides.
Where does he go?
In his bum. I'm so blown away with this kid.
That's fine.
Okay.
Bye.
Oh my god, what is she wearing?
But believe me, these episodes are not at all.
What does that book say? The Wise
They
Child?
look much worse than they
I can't quite tell.
What was the matter?
It sounds significant. Seems significant.
are. Explain. Have you been in Boulder long, Mrs. Torrance?
Oh, Boulder. That's Colorado, right? Oh, that's where they had the shootings, right? Boulder, Colorado. I want to see what all the books are.
You didn't like it too much at
I think Kubrick is he's a very intentional director. So it's like everything in the shot has got a purpose.
It's one of those things, you know, purely an accident.
Look at the ash on the end of a cigarette.
My husband had
There's a trick they do with that. You put like a paper clip or a piece of metal all the way down the end. As it burns down, it actually sticks to the piece of metal. Good to know if you're ever making a film and you need to get a long bit of ash on a cigarette.
Yes?
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry as well, kids.
Well, you should have eaten your breakfast.
There's quite a red theme. A lot of the clothes, the luggage, the floor, the pillars, the manager's tie, everything's red.
To their apartment? Fine. I better collect my family first.
My God. This place is fantastic, isn't it, hon?
I know at the end Jack Nicholson's face is in one of those pictures, but I wonder if it's in that shot there. So that'd be really interesting if nobody noticed and it was right in front of them.
Anybody knew what a jet set was. We had 4 presidents.
That is a
stay.
big-ass fireplace.
Lots
Damn.
of movie stars.
Oh, hello. Throw a dart at them. Doosh. In like a modern horror, they'd come running towards us right now. But they don't, which is nice. But see, there's so much red and blue as the colour theme in this.
And if you feel like spreading out,
So that must be the door that he comes through.
move around in.
I guess at the end, or towards the end.
Well, it's very,
It's weird how they're standing right in front of us. It's almost like they're talking to us, but like over us.
The site is supposed to be located on an Indian burial ground, and I believe they actually had to report
Classic
to
Indian burial
taxes.
ground scenario.
We always remove all the booze from the premises when we shut down. That reduces the insurance we normally have to carry.
we don't drink.
Yeah, that's interesting with him being an ex-alcoholic.
Come on
That's
over.
Crothers,
Say
right?
hello to Mr. and Mrs.
Skepman
Torrance.
Crothers.
This is Dick Halloran, our head chef.
Oh, who's a chef? I thought he was like the previous caretaker or something.
The Torrances are going to take care of the
I didn't realise he was a chef.
Oh, that's
Isn't there a shot where Jack Nicholson's sitting at the bar drinking whiskey? I'm sure he's drinking whiskey. So I wonder where he gets that from.
You like lamb, Doc?
No.
You don't? Well, what's your favorite food?
Burgers.
French fries and ketchup.
So does he stay as well with them? And he, like, what, cooks for them?
The Bugs Bunny cartoon?
Or does he get killed?
How did you know that?
Well, anyway, he looks like a doc, doesn't he? Yeah. What's up, Doc?
He looks like a freaky little bastard, is what he looks like.
Canned goods. We got canned fruits and
What's that noise?
canned fish and meats, hot and cold cereals. You got a dozen jugs of
That's amazing. It's getting your brain to do two different things at the same time. It's like really, it's kind of disorientating. That's really cool.
How'd you like some ice cream, Doc?
I'm so interested to know, like, what the deal is with the kid. If he's, like, psychic or he's possessed or something. I thought the whole thing was Jack Nicholson went crazy or got possessed. But, like, all the focus is on the kid right now. Oh, or can you see the future, maybe? Maybe you can just see the future.
No, we don't mind.
My grandmother and I could hold conversations entirely without ever opening our mouths. She called it shining.
Okay, so that's where the title comes from. I never really thought about that.
Who says you ain't supposed to?
Tony, he's gonna fuck you up.
Tony.
Yeah.
Tony is a little boy that loves my mouth.
Why does he live in his mouth? That's a strange place to be.
Room 237?
Those are all prime numbers, right? 237.
What is in room 237?
Is it the bear that sucks people off? I like the way it does chapters. It is like a book. It's interesting how we're seeing him in a mirror, like as a different version of him, like an alternate version of him.
I made them just the way you like them, sunny side up.
Maybe this is where it starts, and then it like builds and builds on his character changing.
Pretty outside.
That's always fun until you miss it, and then you've got to like chase it around the room. So he's just like a caretaker, right? He doesn't actually have to do anything. He's just living there in case people try to rob it or something. Is that right?
I didn't think it's gonna be this big, did you?
That's what she said.
Call off the search if a predicted snowstorm.
Like everybody in the world has that cooking bowl. Oh, maybe not now. I don't have one. But literally everybody's mum has had that cooking bowl. Is that actually a kid, right? Or is that a grown adult and they've just kind of shrunk them into the size of a child using some kind of like ray beam laser thing? Because this kid is taking like so much direction and cues and things. For somebody that age, it's just like mind-blowing.
I understand. I'll come back later on with a couple of sandwiches.
Did she just like blink with one eye only? My cat does that. It's weird.
Wendy, when I'm in here, that means that I am working. That means don't come in. How do you think?
Yeah, my cat always interests me when I'm working as well. Maybe Shelley Duvall's a cat.
Why don't you start right now and get the fuck out of here?
Get the fuck out. That's quite a quick change in character though, isn't it? That was a big ass lamp as well. So like the kid can see the future for whatever reason. But I don't get yet how Jack Nicholson, you know, what it is that's making him go crazy. Oh, those are so cool. The telephone exchanges. Not far from where I live, there's a museum, and they've got loads of those in. It sounds really sad, but they're really cool.
KDK-12.
Nobody gives a fuck.
This is KDK-1. We're receiving you.
Why did he wait till she said it twice?
At the Overlook Hotel.
Obviously the iconic scene. I guess if you didn't know anything about the film, that would be quite intimidating and quite a surprise.
Come and play with us. Play with us, Daddy.
What they gonna play? Oh, okay. That sounds like a great game.
And ever. And ever.
You can really see how modern films would like do things differently. Like just do loads of jump scares. Like at all these different moments, and Kubrick just doesn't do that. Don't be scared, motherfucker.
Remember what Mr. Halloran said.
Freaky ass kid. Is that where that sound came from? That's like a really popular sound. I love the use of mirrors in films. They can say like so much. I think it's because when you see the back of somebody, it's like they're hiding something and the mirror lets you see what they're trying to hide.
Do you feel bad?
No.
Not even with that haircut.
Did your mother ever say that to you?
Why is there always a toilet in the background of these shots? The sounds when they change the days, when the cards come up, are getting like kind of more intense and louder. The lights on the ceiling look like boobs. Okay, that's the room that he's not supposed to go into. But you already know that. I feel like I need to say things, but I don't want to just state the obvious. Oh, what's that on the behind her head? The wall, something king. I wonder if that's a reference to Stephen King. I got a friend who does that whenever he's drunk. He stops talking and just makes noises like that.
What happened? Honey.
Oh, I just dribbled all over the floor.
Terrible nightmare I ever had.
See, he seems like the original Jack now, not the crazy Jack.
It's okay now. Really.
It's quite good. It's like there's two different sides to him. It's not like he's turned into the crazy one. It's like the non-crazy one is still in there as well.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah, see, it looks like he's changed again now.
Benny?
Hey, where's Old Man Crothers gone? Scatman Brothers. Where did he go? Did I just like miss a whole bit where everybody left? I thought all the visitors left, but there was still like the manager guy was hanging around, a guy called Dick or whatever, and Scatman Crothers was still there. The symmetrical shots, like I said before, I really like those, and they keep coming up. But I wonder if it's like they're kind of saying it's like a balance of everything between like this good and evil, or like the crazy side and the non-crazy side. It's almost as if they're shooting these symmetrical shots to kind of suggest that these two things are constantly there. The same way with the mirrors, there's like two of Jack, and then the symmetrical shots are two identical sides to the same thing. So I know this was an inspiration for Passengers with Chris Pratt. I think it came out in 2016. Awesome film. But I know the director modelled the whole scene in the bar in Passengers on this part of the film.
What? You slipped me a bottle of...
So is he seeing this because he's going crazy? Or is he seeing this... Well, he's not seeing it, but he's like imagining it. And wasn't that the guy from Blade Runner? The guy who made the puppets and stuff.
You set him up and I'll knock him back, Lloyd. Problem with the old sperm bank upstairs.
He's calling his wife a sperm bank.
Can't live without him. I wouldn't touch one hair on his goddamn little head.
He probably should, considering the absolute mullet that kid's got.
I'd do anything.
Give the guy a break. He did stop drinking.
Okay? It was an accident.
You can see why they picked him to be the Joker as well. Why is she got a bat? What?
There's a crazy woman in one of the rooms.
That's the woman who got lost, right? Tits. That is one big ass throw. Oh, there he is. So he's still in the building, right? No. Is he in the hotel, or is he like gone home and he's watching the news and now he's gonna get worried? Because he said he could do that shining shit as well. So maybe like he wants to warn the kids psychically. I don't know.
Back here in South Florida, we've got just the opposite problem.
Okay, so he's in South Florida. Look at his eyes. That's strange. He's got contacts in or something. They look like very glassy over the top. Oh, wait. Is there an old woman in the bath? This was in Ready Player One, right? I wasn't expecting to see tits in this film. We just had like 3 pairs of tits in the space of a minute. And she turns into an old woman, right? I think they did it in The Simpsons as well. Yeah, see her hand looks funny down on his neck. I wonder who she was, though. I assumed it's the woman who they said on the news got lost. So he's got a funny feeling about Jack Nicholson because he thinks he might be the Joker. So now he's ringing Commissioner Gordon on that red bat phone.
And you didn't see anything at all?
Absolutely nothing. How is he?
I mean, you wouldn't admit to that anyway, would you? What is he writing? He said he's a writer. I don't know what he's writing, though. They've cleverly used the bar, a light in the bar, as an uplight. Do you know when people get torches to make themselves look scary? They've like integrated it into the bar so it doesn't look out of place, but it still achieves the same effect. That's really clever.
No charge?
That woman on the side with a cigarette on the stick, she just poked it straight into that chair. She's going to ruin the fabric.
What do they call you around here, Jeevesy?
Grady, sir. Delbert Grady.
Is he? That's the name of the guy who went crazy, right? And killed his family.
Grady? Yes, sir.
I thought he was a caretaker, not a butler. I like how he's like, his acting, it's not that his acting's convincing. It's that the character of Jack is convincing himself, the character of Jack, what he's saying.
You've always been the caretaker.
Okay.
You should know, sir. I've always been here.
It kind of makes sense, but it's kind of confusing. I get that he's always been there. Is he in purgatory, maybe? Either he's in purgatory, or he's been possessed by the original caretaker.
Is attempting to bring an outside party into this situation.
Who?
Oh, damn. I'm going to have to beat that out. So I get the impression, like, so this has all happened. It's already happened. Everything's already happened. He's just kind of like reliving the situation again. And we're getting to watch this time.
Red Rock! Red Rock! And he's not here, Mrs. Torrance.
Have they heard Tony before? I don't think they've actually heard Tony speak. In that
Wake up.
creepy kid voice.
You just had a bad dream.
Slap him. I still don't know who Tony is. I'm guessing, like, if the kid's got this shining thing, and the hotel's got the shining thing, so I'm kind of guessing Tony is come from the hotel into the kid. Like, telepathically, psychically, whatever you want to call it. But I still don't know who Tony, the person, is. I guess maybe we'll find out at the end. Maybe he was the original caretaker. Man, he's really dedicated to his job and going back up there, right?
We're due to arrive at 8:20, sir.
Thank you very much.
That's 20 minutes. How are they going to arrive at 8:20 when that was 8 a.m.? They'd have to get there and land in 20 minutes. And if you've ever been on a plane, you sit on the plane for fucking ages. Never get off a plane in 20 minutes. That looks icy as fuck. There's Winnie the Pooh in the background. It's doing that two things, like they don't drop the audio level of the background sound. So you get this like conflict of them talking and the background, whatever's going on in the background on the TV. It reminds me of when I was at school. There's a punishment, they gave me lines. So I did them on a computer and just copy pasted them. And I got into so much more trouble. That's like The Conjuring, obviously ripped that off.
How do you
that
like
sounds. Or was it Insidious? Whichever one.
As soon as possible. As soon as possible.
Of course you are. Ever thought
the camera and eyeline is so close to him here. Compared to her, look. So they've obviously done it, so it's almost like he's addressing us and talking to us. Because when it cuts to her, the angle's a lot wider. You know, from her eyeline to the camera.
Don't hurt me.
Yeah.
Wendy?
He's like a cat.
Darling? Light of my life.
Wendy. Give me the bat. Give me the bat.
Ah, God damn!
Oh, dude. Oh, shit. He was just having a laugh. Oh, wait. So, like, maybe... I don't know. Maybe she goes crazy? She's the crazy one? I'm probably just talking shit, actually. What I'm thinking is, if she puts him in there and he freezes, then that, like, scene where he's frozen outside in the snow is in his mind because he's actually in the freezer. That's my thinking, but I think it's absolute bollocks. That's not even the freezer. She's gonna get the knife. Yeah. They showed them right at the start when they did the tour. The Chekhov's gun thing. If you show it at the start, you use it at the end.
I need a doctor.
You're a little woozy here. I love this shot. So Crothers should be getting there. Oh, I keep calling him Crothers. Dick should be getting there. If you're supposed to land at 20 past 8, and he said to that guy it'd take him, what, 4 or 5 hours to drive up there? He should be getting there about now. Those cans behind him have got Red Indians on. When they said it was an Indian burial ground.
That you haven't the belly for it.
Seems relevant. It almost feels like Jack Nicholson's acting without that other person there a lot of the time. Like he's having to memorize his own lines and he's memorized the other lines as well. And he's just doing them in his head. Because you really get that sense that he's talking to himself. You gotta turn it around, kid. Don't hold it that way. Cut yourself. See, that's cool. So the thing he saw is the thing that he did. I like that. I love like time travel films and things where they loop back around to themselves.
Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum.
That was fucking freaky. That was creepy as fuck. Okay, that made me tingle. And now I guess one of the most famous scenes in horror now. That looks like real snow. That'd be fucking freezing. Fun fact, in a lot of films for snow, they use shredded paper. Really finely shredded paper. Gets in your lungs. Not good. But it looks like snow.
Little pigs, let me come in.
That's so good. That's a good solid door, that is. None of this hollow shit you get these days.
Here's Johnny.
Who's Johnny, anyway? I'm just going to call him Crothers. It's easier.
Hello?
Oh, shit, son. Wow. He didn't mess around, did he? Straight in there. Wait, how did he get out the pantry? Oh, there's that bit. What a strange thing to put in a film. Get him. Fuck him up. So if the kid has seen the future, right, then the blood coming out of the elevator must come up again at some point. Oh, wow, that's... Okay. Oh, that's cool. This is why I'm thinking in purgatory. Like, I guess, like, the caretaker killed everybody, and then they're just reliving it over and over. Oh, clever kids. It's gotta happen now, right? But she needs to go back for the kid, right? We'll just fucking leave him there. Did you just throw the knife on the floor? Why? I mean, let's not forget that that's still a creepy-ass kid who can see the future and see dead people. She should kind of be worried about that kid as well.
Oh, you're coming out!
Reminds me of Leatherface at the end of Texas Chainsaw Massacre now. Yeah, he looks kind of cold. Oh shit, that's him in the picture! Yeah, no, I'm joking. Everybody knows that bit, right? I'm guessing they're in purgatory, so he was the original caretaker, and he killed his family, maybe killed other people, and then he's just been reliving in purgatory. But that doesn't really account for like the change in their clothes and things. So let's say he killed loads of people in 1921, and he's been living in purgatory, living a loop of the same thing over and over again. That wouldn't explain why they're wearing 70s clothes now, or 80s clothes now. Okay, so that was The Shining from 1980 by Stanley Kubrick. Really good film, actually. I'm surprised I haven't actually bothered to watch it until now. It was better than I expected. Not as boring as I expected. Still went on quite a while. I think the whole bit of the snow at the end kind of slowed it down a little bit, especially after the chase scene with the axe and that was really cool. Some of the acting was a little bit ropey as well. When they're like, just, like, especially on the telephone, they're just like, "Hi, Dave, yeah, can I borrow your car?" "Yes, Dave, yes you can." "Great, I'll be there in about 20 minutes. And shit like that. That was a little bit ropey, but the acting, Jack Nicholson's acting, obviously was fantastic. Like I said in the video, it felt a lot of the time like he didn't have another actor there to act off, so that he was remembering their lines so that it was more convincing, or it seemed a lot more like he was talking to himself. And if that wasn't the case, then he just did an amazing job of pretending to talk to himself, which is really cool. And the kid was absolutely phenomenal. For a kid that young to take such direction over such long takes, and switching his voice back and forward, that was like really, really good. And probably the only creepy part in it, to be honest. I don't find it particularly scary. Obviously really, really well made. But the kid, when he did the Tony voice, I still don't know who the fuck Tony was. Let me know down in the comments what the theory is, or what, you know, your thoughts and opinions are on the ending of the film. Because at the moment, I'm still not too sure what exactly happened or was supposed to have happened. My understanding going into it originally was that whoever turns up as the caretaker ends up going crazy and killing their family. But obviously that wasn't the case, because the Grady guy in the toilet said to him, like, you've always been the caretaker, you've always been here. So, and obviously the picture at the end, so he's always been there. So, or is it more a case of everything in the film didn't happen at all? And it's like the hotel was haunted, but nobody was actually there. So, like, Jack Nicholson never actually went there. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I'm sure whoever's seen it, whoever's, you know, really into this film, is going to have a lot more information and trivia and things than I know after just watching it now. So leave that down in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. I love the filmmaking was absolutely fantastic. Kubrick tends to drag things out a lot sometimes. I've tried watching 2001 Space Odyssey like 3 times, and I've never got to the end. It is the most boring film I've seen in my life. It is awful. I hate it. But you can't deny, you know, he's a pioneer of filmmaking. You know, Kubrick was he made some of the classics. But what I do know about Kubrick is that everything is very intentional. So obviously every film has a colour scheme of some description. So it'd be interesting to know the psychology or the reasons behind the green, blue and red. Obviously the red is the blood, but the green, I suppose the green is like the nature, the woods outside, I don't know. But obviously the blue and then the purple, switching to the purple for that one scene was interesting. The symmetrical shots I really loved. Mirrors I absolutely love. Again, it was like, it shows you 2 versions of the same person. And that's why I said with the symmetrical shots, it's almost as if you've got 2 almost identical halves of the same thing, but they're slightly different, which kind of echoes and mirrors, no pun intended, Jack Nicholson's character. You know, he's got his normal Jack Nicholson character, and then he's got his crazy one. So you got that, and even with the kid as well, you know, half of him is the kid and half of him is Tony, whether that's somebody in him or his like split personality head. Or maybe even the kid is crazy like Jack Nicholson. So Jack Nicholson has his normal side and his crazy side, like a split personality, and then that's genetically passed down to the kid. So the kid and Tony is the same person, it's just a split personality. That kind of makes sense. But yeah, overall, really good film. Oh, I like the audio, the way they mixed some of the sounds. They kept the same levels, so it made this really uncomfortable, like confusing, disorientating sort of effect. That was really cool. But you can really see as well from this film, watching it, and then watching more modern films, even from the 90s or late 80s, how many films now have taken references from The Shining. You know, the ball rolling. There's loads of sounds like Insidious and The Conjuring in this. So I'm guessing this is where they got the inspiration for that from. But yeah, so many things. So many things in this film that you can just see in so many modern horrors. So it makes me think, you know, how much was pioneered by this film? How many of these tropes? You know, were there any films before The Shining where people were stranded out in the snow, the phone lines go down, they break the radio? That's all very, very cliche now. When was Jaws? They smashed the radio in Jaws. Why do I feel like that was in the 70s? It wasn't, was it? Jaws must have been 85. Jaws. Okay, Jaws was 1975. So it was only 10 years out. So I guess this didn't really pioneer that trope. I guess it's just a trope that's been going for many years. But yeah, overall, really fun, enjoyable film, actually. I was quite surprised. I did like it. It was good. I don't know. You can answer in the comments, you know, some of these things. There's so many unanswered questions. Like, who was the woman in the bath? Why did she turn into an old woman? There's not many explanations for why what happens. Like, why did he actually go crazy if he was a bloke who travelled there, you know, to do the job, as the premise of the film was? what made him go crazy if he wasn't in purgatory? Why did the kid have a little Tony thing? Just things like that, you know? Like, why? It's a great film. Liked it, enjoyed it. I just got loads of questions at the end, you know. A lot of it doesn't quite make sense at the moment. So I guess I'll have to watch it again, or at least read some trivia and things like that. And some people's ideas of theories of what the film means. So thank you once again for watching this movie reaction. I'll do some more in the future, hopefully. If you could give this a like, you don't have to comment or subscribe. If you did, it'd be fantastic. But just a like, just so I know that people are actually watching it and enjoying it. And then that'll give me a reason to make some more and keep battling YouTube with the copyright claims. Of course, let me know your favourite part of the film and if I've missed anything or there are any Easter eggs that I missed while I was watching it. That'd be great. And I'll see you again on the next one.